Good morning, princesses and snowflakes. It's Frankie Shoenfelt here, doing another veterans video today, Sunday. Same graveyard that I commonly go to. Gold Star Mothers Incorporated. Didn't know they had one of them. And he was just a veteran. He never served in any war. Alright. This is a pretty nice grave. It's not veteran, but... Ooh. It's recently passed away about 2 years ago. Wasn't very young. Very old. Wasn't very young. A lot of stuff here for him. Gage Andrew Frank. Spawn. Looks like some kind of turbo. Got a couple other action figures that are in there. Pretty cool. Apparently like to drink a little bit. Straighten this up a little bit. It's not veteran, but it's pretty cool. It's got a pretty nice hat there. I think that's like a Spawn, or whatever they call it. Got a flag down, pretty shorts for this guy over here. I have the comments shut off that way. If somebody gets on there and disrespects or curses and swears, this is designed for kids too. So, well, apparently that flag holder is not going to support this flag, so we'll just put it adjacent to the grave. Apparently hunted whitetails. Oh, down here's a really nice one. Pretty close to a residential area too. Huh. Those are really nice. Usually the veterans don't get that. I think we can reset this. The grounds, I'll set you down. Ground's pretty soft now. Actually, we're coming upon the heating trend. Apparently he served, Stan. Served in the Vietnam War. Sometimes you gotta watch because people put little precious pieces. Looks like this. Well, that's really cool. It's a little broken up, but there we go. They're still missing a chunk of it, but it's pretty cool. There's a picture of them. Ed and Betty. And we'll fix the flag here quick. Most of them tear down here because of the wind. They get tangled up and they rip through the cheaper flag material. He served in the Korean War. Got a picture of them both. Ed and Betty. Yeah, I think today we're going to get in the 40s someplace, maybe close to 50. Persian Gulf. Ooh, that's not good. That was the war that I was in, 90 to 91. They usually don't mess with people's stuff, but this looks like the whole piece fell apart. Let's see if we can fix this flag holder. there. I think this is one of the, it was served in the Persian Gulf. I think this will be the only Persian Gulf veteran I've ever videoed or even seen. I guess we're coming into that era where some of us are going to start passing away. It doesn't look like he passed away in the actual conflict. Let me get back and check. Yeah, 98. He passed away in 98. And it was over for quite a while after that. Pretty cool. Served in Pennsylvania Private Army during the Second World War. And this soldier here served in the Second World War too. Oh, that's pretty cool. Preserve the memory. As the weather gets better, I'm sure most of the gravesite areas will improve. He served in the Second World War too. Yeah, it's definitely nice getting some nicer weather. It's pretty windy this whole winter, so there's actually a fair amount down along there. I've never come up here because it was kind of close to people's houses. But I'm sure if they see me out there, see me out here and I'm videoing and see, there's another Purple Heart recipient. And I would definitely mess up that name. And he was a PFC in the Army during the Second World War and received a Purple Heart. I think that's the second one I found in my journeys. Yeah, we had a lot of trees and stuff blow down in this general area. This is a World War II. Oh, there's that tree. And you're going to like the end of the story today because I'm going to try to wrap things up around that tomb that wasn't marked. He was a first lieutenant in the 553rd. I'd imagine that's some kind of Air Force in the Second World War. That's pretty cool grave. Got a little decorative pieces. How about we straighten up there? Light there. I'm sure if this is a veteran plate. It is some kind of improved order Redmond. Oh, I think it's a firefighter. Which is still pretty cool. I wonder if it's the same thing. American War. Alrighty. We might circle back up around here too. I want to make sure I get all the headstones up here. Some of them I've been passing them up because they're like too close to people's houses. It's noon right now, noonish. I don't want people thinking cleverly there's a stranger in the backyard. This is pretty cool here. Look like lightning, or oh, maybe they burnt some brush off, but there's no char anyplace else. Maybe lightning bolt hit it. It sure looks like it. Which is uncommon. It'd just be the first one, the veterans I videoed. And he was a veteran of the First World War. That's definitely probably a lightning strike, I would imagine. I don't see any other charred ground around here. And the actual tomb took it too. So that was possibly a lightning strike, or a ricochet that hit it. That's actually pretty cool. He was in the U.S. Army during the First World War. George Russell. A nice common name that I can pronounce. Friday's video didn't go so well, so I just deleted it. I think it was a good production, just didn't have many people viewing it. That's why I kind of held off till around noon today. Clean this off quick. Veteran. RM-3C, U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War. I'm not too familiar with the Navy rank and all the other stuff that goes with it. I don't know if this guy was a veteran or not. That's what I'm kind of digging for. Sometimes these flags that are in proximity of a veteran get blown off, and out of some kind of respect, somebody might have seen it and just restaked it there. So I'm pretty sure we videoed the right side of this little ridge line, so I'm going to go up the left side. We're in the proximity of where I found that antler, so I'm trying to be a little nosy and maybe I'll find it. I'm sure I won't, but never hurts to take a peek again. Yep, I'd imagine the old thunder chickens will be gobbling this week. Some of these are in a lot of my videos, so. And it's actually fairly close to where my apartment is, so it does make it nicer. Schellenberg served in the First World War. There's another veteran over here, but doesn't have no flag. Stewart. And it looks like he was in the Spanish War. Yep, Cuba. I didn't think I'd get lucky and find that other shed. So many variables going, and I was just at the right place at the right time to find the first one. Now you've seen it. If you watched any of my videos, this is definitely, I like how it's encased. And I definitely messed that up. So, the last name, Lawrence W. And he served in the Second World War. Yeah, I kind of like that encasing. Pretty cool. Another World War II vet. He was a private in the U.S. Army. Wood. Nice, another solid name that I can pronounce. I don't know what's up with that marker over there, but we'll venture that way. Sergeant, headquarters, 154th DP Brigade. Looks like he served in the First World War. Yeah, that's what the plate says. Let's go over here and take a peeky at this one. It probably at some point The flags, yeah, it snapped off. We'll try to reset this one. Not mint, but it looks better than it did. So now, ridge line here and see if I missed anything. And after I'm done up here, we're going to go over there, over in that general location. I usually try to take it by sections where I film and take pictures at. And there for a while, I was just staying up in this graveyard. There's quite a few here in Altoona, Pennsylvania, but I'll have to set you down. He was in Spanish-American War also. His flag's real and he's replaced. I think I said last week. I'll let him go for another week. We're going to have some nicer weather. Maybe his family members will come up and replace him. There's the old sheriff's badge that we all know well from the videos. It came from the Civil War. Alrighty, I think I got all of them. I kind of got excited when I seen that. Got excited when I seen that antler laying right there. And it was right in this general area, like the deer came out back there, over there. More golf balls. I think I found 3 or 4 of them today. I'm sure it'll pick up. There's another one. Got quite a collection of them from the cemetery. Yeah, all right. Another sheriff's badge, as I call them. Easy pick out. Definitely Civil War. Flag's a little, set you down again. And what I do with the flags I found one pretty torn up this morning. There was only just a little chunk of it left. I found it on my way out this morning. I'm not a golfer, so, but I don't think it's a real great idea to be cranking golf balls over into a cemetery, but that's just me. We are going to put them in the old magic backpack. It's 3. Got another one, that's 4. Okay, I found 4 so far today. I don't know much about golf, but if they're hitting them from over there, they're not cranking them very far, that's for sure. Get in there, throw the thing as far as they're cranking them. I think we might have did this. If we did, it's no big deal. Get double exposure today. He served in the First World War too. Yeah, some of these videos have been getting some pretty good views. commonly you're probably going to get better views either like prime time now or through the work week while people are bored at work. I got 2 other graveyards to go to this week. Hopefully I'll find that week. Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Oh, I went to that hidden graveyard yesterday. I videoed for like a half hour. It's a lot better condition. U.S. Navy, First World War. Cool. Not a veteran, but still pretty cool. Wasn't very old. $5 years old. Yep. It's got marble. Marble granite. I figured at the size of the tomb it was a young person. This is Civil War also, but they got maybe they removed the old tombstones because I don't think these were available in 1894. Plus it looks fairly new. And he served during the Civil War. He's definitely warming up. We had her pretty rough here in Pennsylvania. Not a whole lot of snow, but the temperatures were really cool, that's for sure. We haven't had winter temperatures like that in some time. I'm gonna have to set the phone down again. We got flags tangled up. Not on a timeline today, but we're gonna shoot for about an hour because it only takes me about 10 minutes to get back. There we go. Looks a lot better now. Looks like some people have been coming up here and showing some kind of form of respect. He was in the Spanish-American War. Hopefully I said that at the beginning. I probably didn't. Because like I said, those tombs, there's another golf ball. Check online, see how much they're going for. I'm sure finding enough of them. And if they were close to a tomb, obviously I wouldn't pick them up. Or look for evidence that they're not what I think they are. Actually, this one's been up here for a while. Something's been gnawing on it. Or like, what's that dude? Happy Gilmore. He cranked the duck stuffing out of it. Alrighty. We're gonna head down, and I haven't videoed or took pictures in a while over here. Alright. I just got creeped out. I looked down through the graveyard and it's just a tombstone. It looked like somebody was kneeling in the graveyard, which would be odd. I see some walkers up here, but sure as the weather's picking up. Gotta find a spot to go down the bank. And both of these has been in a lot of my videos. I think the one's the Smith family, which is pretty cool. Definitely hop down the bank here and See what we got going on here. I'll sit you down for a second here to get this straightened out. And to put my alrighty. He was a Korean War veteran. He was a private in the U.S. Army. Miguel. Yeah, the Smith. They've been in quite a few of my videos. It's kind of nice how him and his whole family are buried here. And I think the Finks are together too. Yeah. He was in the Navy during the Second World War. I actually videoed and took some pictures before I started my live feed today. Just kind of getting low on stuff to post on TikTok and YouTube. I believe I'm like have 1,600 followers, which is pretty good. I just started a couple months ago. And don't take offense if I don't follow you. Just preparing myself if it ever kind of grows a lot. And if you're not prepared for it, it'll get out of hand really fast. So, all right, we're gonna put a penny on this. There. And he served in the First World War. This is a fairly new replaced plate. A lot of them now, they're just making them plastic. Still charging the same prices, unfortunately, as the good metal ones. But yeah, I told my neighbor that when I found that shed, I said, that was like finding gold there. I said, I could probably comb that place and never find another one. But I'm sure there's whitetails better than here. And the buck shed that I found, he was probably a 2-year-old. Had some good characteristics in it, but definitely a 2-year-old. All right, we're gonna circle around here. A lot of people look for sheds around here too, so it was definitely a diamond in the rough. So yeah, there's a pine grove right over here that's on the bench. And they probably most of the winter been laying tucked back in these thickets, and they always lay in the winter time. They winter up, and they're in larger groups, and they bed on the south side of ridges to stay warm. You do the same. Well, I've actually done the same too. So, alrighty, got a flag down here. Of all the places I've ever gone, this general area right here is where I picked up whatever you want to call it. People talking to me, weird and odd noises. I might dabble in coming up in the dark once the weather changes some more. He served in the Second World War. Tech 5 Army. He served in the Second World War also. He was a sergeant in the U.S. Army. So if you ever hear anything in the background that doesn't quite sound like it should be there, just let me know. I won't run away right now, but because most of my videos that I got that I heard something, it was days after I videoed. He was private transport, U.S. Army, served during the First World War. He needs a marker too. Well, a flag holder. Definitely some old tombs up here. A lot of Civil War up here. Most of the other graveyards I go to don't have as many Civil War veterans as this one does. All right. We'll walk over in this general direction. Yeah, that other hidden graveyard, that was terrible. I mean, as far as legibility on the tombs itself. I did find one veteran up there, but I'm sure there was other ones buried up there, but the tombs were so bad a shape. It's just exposure, and they were older graves, so I'm sure there's other veterans buried up there. And probably unmarked people buried there too. We're 31 minutes of me babbling. Pretty impressive. All right. He served in the U.S. Army. I already did that. All right. Stop chasing the tail. There's another one. I think this is Geyer. Yep. Getting familiar with them now. That's why I put a lot of focus on this cemetery, because it's kind of smaller. And my next video up here is probably going to be that ridge right there. It was hard to get to in the wintertime because of the plane of the hill. Actually, it was technically sled riding, because I'd go up to a tomb and I'd go to shoot a picture or a video, and I would slide back down the hill. I did make a couple attempts, but they didn't go very well. Some was upright and some wasn't, which probably would have made for better video anyhow. So he served in the Second World War, and he was a PFC, private first class, in the U.S. Army. Geyer. Yeah, this corner I kind of hit pretty heavily while the weather was decent, so then occasionally when I could squirrel up the bank in certain locations. Got a surprise at the end of the video. It's that unmarked tomb. McLean served during the Vietnam War. He was a private in the U.S. Army. Nobody's put a flag up for this gentleman for a while. Pack. Served during the Second World War. You can always tell. It's been down. It's probably one I picked up in another video and put in a flag holder / identification. Served during the Second World War. Yep, this is the one. This Jonah. She was a nurse in the Vietnam War. This is where I got something blatantly like yelling at me. Starts out at a distance, and it sounds like a dog barking. And then it gets like, it sounds like it's right next to me or right above me. Very, very loud. And as you can hear, generally speaking, it's pretty quiet in this area. Plus we're a little afternoon now, so after the noon hour, so most people are either finally up or they have came back from church or grocery shopping for the morning. So it'll die down for a while. The traffic will. All right. Another easy name, Miller. I would say he was in the Army. It says 78th Division, 303 engineers, and he served during the First World War. Yeah, and there was a tomb down in this general area. I got some, I think it was out from any trees. I had a blue jay squalling right above me, and it was kind of weird. Which the oddest part of all of it is I didn't realize it till like days later when I was reviewing to see if I didn't accidentally swear or something, and to see if it would make good video. And it surely did. It's just, if you don't have the platform for people to believe you, it is what it is some days. He served during the Vietnam War, which was 1964 to 1975, and was a private. Actually, it's a pretty small tomb here, but it's one of my favorites. Even though it's located in whatever I want to call this, Ghost Ridge or whatever. And this is the only place that I ever picked up anything at all. He served in the Korean War, which was from 1950 to 1955. All right, let's head up here. It's been a while. Actually, there's two. That one doesn't look like it's marked very well. He was a private in the Air Corps during the Second World War. Butterball? Am I saying that right? If I'm butchering the names up, you just have to go with it. Yeah, I think this is another unmarked. Unless I'm missing something. I'll have to bring that to their attention. So I thought there was two up here, but I hadn't videoed up here in this corner or took pictures in some time. My main focus when I came up here was to go find that Joan, which is right there, to see if I could actually pick up something. Yeah, this one's definitely unmarked. Nothing on the marker, the grave marker. Hopefully, here soon we can get some things rolling with these things. And actually, probably why there's no tomb there is because it probably had a poor family and they couldn't really afford anything. I should walk back up there and see when he actually passed away, because that would make a big difference too. Oh, I can't. It's not marked, genius. It's a private medical department. It's a private with the Army, and he served during the First World War. Yep. There's another. Yeah, right here it is. There's another tomb that I was, like, headstone I was videoing, and I picked up some really weird sounds. Oh, no, it was the help. Somebody was saying help. Clear as day, too, just one time, and it was kind of distorted pretty heavily, but you could hear it. Plain as day. And it's about mid-stride in the video, too. Because obviously, if I would have heard that during any of these things during the video, you'd have seen me panning around panically, trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah, it was definitely help on this one. Got a flag down, so the way the wind's been blowing, it's hard to tell where it came from, actually. But where I think it came from up here, because my memory isn't the best sometimes. Yeah, I believe it was this one here, because I can remember some other videos. There being two flags up here. And this cross flag holder, it's usually from the Spanish-American War. I'm no historian on this stuff. I'm just trying to show respect for veterans. Hopefully it catches on and other people do it. I did try other videos on YouTube, but it didn't seem to draw any kind of interest, so. He was an S2 in the U.S. Navy during the Second World War. He doesn't have a flag holder either. Not sure if I got that one up there or not. We have a robin sitting down here. That's a pretty good sign. See, when I fix all the flags, then they kind of flap and wave, and I think it's pretty cool. Because if I wouldn't have been up here in the wintertime, most of these flags and grave sites would have been pretty chewed up. They lose a lot of their flags up here. Most of the other cemeteries just pull them towards the end of October, beginning of November. He served in the Army, in a supply company, the 110. And he was in the First World War. Did this guy. And where I got a bunch of stuff all compiled in one video with voices, a voice, a crow, and a blue jay. And that was kind of, I think it was in December when we had like our first major cold snap. But as you can see, there's one little tree right here, but all the rest of them are just in the wood line. And the crow didn't fly over me, directly over top of me, or I would have seen it, or you would have seen it in the video. And the blue jays, a fair amount of them migrate. We do have some resident blue jays, but that blue jay was just going absolutely nuts. And as you could see, it sounds like it was right above me, and besides this little tree. And I remembered if I would have had a blue jay right there. And the oddest part of all of it was I didn't hear any of it while I was videoing. I don't even think I'd seen any birds that day. So, all right. He was in the U.S. Army during the Second World War. We'll put a penny on there if I have any left. I did put a fair amount out this morning. Oop, there's one. There we go. Thank you for your service. Hoping this kind of catches on so we get more people respecting veterans. See what time we're at. Not that I'm on any kind of time restrictions. I'd like to get it 45 minutes to an hour. This tomb here was definitely in Spanish. This one you can read real well. Most of them you can't. They get oxidation on them and they're kind of hard to see. Alrighty. This one's been in a lot of my pictures and videos. This is that. As far as I know, she was in like a marching band or something for the military. But she was under the age of 13 when she passed away. And it was definitely during the First World War. Actually, if I Google it, or you Google it, it might have been right at the very beginning, or maybe a little prior to this First World War starting. Because I wouldn't imagine she was a frontliner, but you never know. And in the history of youngest soldiers to pass away, she has to rank right up there. More than I know, but they would have to be. All right. I know in one of my videos I said about a tree falling down on the tomb of the unmarked grave. And I said there was a tree right above it was in worse shape that should have fell. Well, me running my mouth, I guess I got my wish. And it actually root balled. Some other people know what root ball. It actually pulled the root ball up out. The tree never snapped. The hemlock snapped in half. I'm not quite sure what kind of tree this is, but some of you tree experts might know. And unfortunately, this fell onto a tomb also of a soldier. You can't really see the marker back in there, but when I came up earlier today, you could see it. You could see the marker in there. And I kind of vaguely remembered the brush and there being a tomb. But what's the odds of that? I don't know. Number one, if you'd have betted on that tree falling, the odds would have been outrageous. You could have put $1 in and became a millionaire. And then have a second one do it in almost the same exact location. And there is a veteran right here, but he was saved by some simple brush. You can see where it peeled when this tree fell. It hit against this, but it protected the grave area. So hopefully we can get somebody up here and get this cleaned up. I checked earlier to see if there was any other tombs that got knocked over by any of the trees. It's kind of really tight in there with a bunch of brush. I can't remember if there was another headstone or so in here that got covered up by the brush. You can obviously see these ones. This one was already down, but that was the position it was in. This little one here got knocked over. Too much of a coincidence for this old boy. To put it mildly, like super odd. I don't think I've ever I take pictures and stuff, but not like mine. Well, we got a bunch of robins out. That is a really good sign. I think we're heading into the high 50s, 60s some point this week. Alrighty. Let's see if there's any. It's not knocked over, it stayed up there. Yeah, you can see from this side, they're right there. There's another marker in there. And neither one of these are marked. But usually just don't have a random. And the wood's kind of fresh. So apparently there was a veteran here. Not sure why they didn't get it engraved, but I just find that just off the chart odd. Definitely off the chart. Almost like it's covering up something. I'm not sure. I never got picked up any talking or yelling or odd sounds in this general area. I did right up around the corner, up on this ridge. I'll take you over here. He either got his stuff or he moved on. When I was first doing my videos, there was a homeless young man that was living over here. Apparently he moved on or fixed Mendy's ways or whatever, but he got shelter. And I seen him a couple times, but every time I'd ask him, he was fine, he didn't need any help. But he was actually How I know it was him, it was a bike. He'd park his bike around back here, somewhere in here, so it couldn't be seen from the road. He just lay the bike down flat. And he was sleeping right here. He had a stove. Well, you can see there's an old bottle there too. He actually had he had food and stuff, non-perishable stuff, kind of covered up with some cardboard back in this area. So outside refrigerator. I'm trying to think I've done most of these also, but I wanted to show you that. Just recently, I don't know if the owner of the cemetery was up there checking that out, seen it, or had to get into that storage area. But I ran into him quite a few times, and every time I asked him, he was great. If I waste my energy asking you if you need some help, and you don't have the gump to say, hey, I'm really down on my luck, can you help me out? Was one of my biggest problems too. But once I got the help, improved, still improving every day. Chester. He served during the First World War. He was driving in the 6th Motor Company. Right, here's an oldie. Definitely sheriff's badge. So that means it's Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Henry Kelly. He's in the PA Cavalry. The other couple graveyards I go to are quite big. This actually has a lot of space, but doesn't have a lot of people buried in it. I'm not sure why, but it definitely got a lot of places you could bury. Maybe it's a little too hilly. It is kind of a little rougher terrain than the other cemeteries. Alrighty. He served during the Second World War, which was 1941 to 1945. There's private in the 3rd Surveillance Command in the U.S. Army. This is pretty, that's non-military, but this is pretty cool right here. Wasn't very old either. 2 years old. Maybe not even quite 2 years old. 909 to 1909 to 1911. We're going to do these next two and wrap things up for you folks. I'm getting hungry. Also, aviation in the U.S. Navy. Thomas Smith served during the Second World War. We're going to straighten up this marker, and if I have another penny, I'm going to put it out on this one. No more pennies. Gave them out. I thought I grabbed a fair amount of them, but it is what it is. I'm going to do this last one. We're going to walk over here. We're going to wrap her up today. If you're interested in these videos, keep watching them. Maybe leave a comment in another video, like one of my shorts or something, or try TikTok. I do have an account on there, but I'm trying to hop around to see what my niche is on there, where I'll get the most views. Unfortunately, that's a more modern style of social media, so it's more driven for younger adults. So, but I'll find it there too. So, just take some time. I'm happy with the progression on it. Just I'm jumping around trying to figure out what they'd like to view or what they're going to promote. This was Beck. He served in First World War. Sergeant, I see. Go forth. He was in the Army, but I'm not sure of all this. Alrighty. We'll walk over here. Yeah, I'm hoping you're enjoying it. It's more reality too, not, you know, pre-staged or anything. The only thing I pre-stage is where I'm going to for the day, for these videos. And I actually have quite a few areas to choose from within comfortable walking distance, 2-3 miles. This one's really close. That's only like half, 3/4 of a mile. So I usually try to gear up a trip to the store and this each day. And this is Greenwood Cemetery in Altoona, PA, Pennsylvania. Alright, thanks everybody for viewing this video. Like I said, if you have any comments or anything, leave them in another video or get a hold of me through TikTok. And that's the same. It's just Frankie Shoenfelt. I'm not hiding anything. So if you have any questions, hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you. Thanks, and have a great Sunday.